We survived a lot, but we may not survive this. We survived tribal wars on African shores against black men we didn't trust. They felt the same and had no shame in helping white men capture and enslave us. We survived shark-infested seas, deadly disease, separation, brutality, and carnal appeal. We survived the auction blocks, chains and stops, the master's whips and the cotton fields. We survived the destruction of Reconstruction, the Klan, the man, and some very hard land. We survived Jim and Sarah Crow, life way down low, segregation, intimidation, and no appreciation. But through it all, we did not fall because of the name we called, our rock, our fortress, the bread and the way, the Lord of Lords and the King of Kings. Yes, Jesus Christ is who we mean. He gave us strength to live each day, knowing soon we'd come His way. Our hope was always in Him and not in
administration today,
yet the wind suddenly changed and our loyalty blew away. Trusting God was good and all, but man promised to make us tall. The great society would lift us up and poverty would go away. But with the few crumbs we were fed, we forgot what the Lord said. With us the poor will always be. How quickly we forget. Nothing man does can change thee. But God was no longer in the plan after we decided to put our trust in the man. Instead of trusting the master for all we need, we decided to trust whoever occupies Washington, D.C. At least during Jim Crow, we knew where to go. On our knees was a place. But after D.C. took over, it was the welfare man to whom we said grace. In the 50s, when we thought life was so bad, we still had families and mothers and dads. Prayer was common and eating together too. Yeah, we were called niggas, and some went to segregated schools. But we called our elders sir and ma'am because self-respect was still prominent throughout the land. But in the 60s, when the welfare check came, Dad could not remain. The Great Society created a monster only a few could see. Senator Moynihan saw was a gas of what would be. The 25% illegitimate birth rate he warned would cause a black family irreconcilable harm. But he was called a racist for sounding that alarm. Yet a prophet he turned out to be as we approached 75% illegitimacy. We survived plantation life that was seldom good, but now we fear walking in our own neighborhoods. With 1 in 4 black males fighting the law, and many more with no jobs at all, what hope do they have in what they see? Just more gang violence and poverty? Many disrespect their young women like no man should, then take them to the nearest Planned Parenthood. Can what was our strength now be a joke? Churches filled with shouts and praise, but to whom are they directed to anyway? If when they leave they act the same, what difference are they from the criminally insane? The stats say that we are dying as a race, but most folks won't listen or take a stake. It's easier to act like nothing is wrong, but what does that mean? Shall we just die and let the world move on? Someone must tell our children why we fell so far from God's mercy and His grace, why we refuse to admit our own awful mistakes, why we remain silent with death on all sides, why do we blame others when with us the fault lies. We must renounce our worship of men and pledge our hearts to God again. Never again must we rely on any man from D.C. We must worship only Jesus Christ, the man from Galilee, because if we don't, we won't survive this.
And so, my fellow Americans, ask not what your country can do for you, ask what you can do for your country.